Hello YouTubers, it's Narissa. Today we're going to do a part on gemstones and their magical uses. We're going to start off with amethyst and its little cousins. There's a couple here we're going to talk about. Amethyst, of course, is a receptive stone. It's a birthstone for February. And is also called the stone of spirituality and contentment. Its element is water. Its planets are Jupiter and Neptune. Its gods and goddesses are Bacchus, Dionysius, however you say it, and Diana. Its powers have to do with dreams, and it also helps with addictions, helps with peace, happiness, and healing. Amethyst is a wonderful healing stone, especially of the mind. Now for meditation, you want to use amethyst in your receptive hand. It's a receptive stone, and it helps you balance the energies, and those specific energies are intellectual, emotional, and physical bodies. It also helps you connect with clearness between the earth plane and other worlds. Now, some of the spells that you might want to use amethyst in, I'm just going to give you a couple of ideas. I mean, there's many, many more depending on the situation. You can work it into a dream catcher. Make a dream catcher of some sort, or something that you can hang above your bed during a spell. And it'll help you with sleeping. It may calm your sleep. And helps with that, healing process as you sleep. It helps with the negative side effects and protects you from small backlashes of a spell. So if you're working a spell for some specific reason that you're projecting out, you want to keep this one on you so that the backlash doesn't hit you as hard. It's kind of a protective for backlash spells. If you believe in the power of three, or however you look at light and dark, good tad bit of information. Another thing you want to think about, do not use amethyst anytime that you're doing any dream walking. When you're dreaming, amethyst is to calm your sleep. It helps with nightmares. It helps with things that might project uneasiness while you're sleeping. You want to make sure that if you're going to dream walk, that you don't use any form of amethyst anywhere near you, because it'll make you lethargic. Dream walking, you need to have your wits about you. You don't want to get lost in that realm. Sorry. Now, we're going to look at some of the pieces I have here. Of course, there's my geode. There's my little god form that I use on my altar. He sits on amethyst. And some jewelry. Now, if you have problems with addictions, be it drugs, drinking, any type of addiction, you want to wear amethyst. That'll help you get through those little points. And if you feel something coming on, rub that stone. You don't want to just wear it to wear it. You actually want to touch it and feel it. We have a bracelet here. It's pretty dark. Nice dark piece of amethyst. Gives you an idea of the size of it. Whoops, dropping. It's hard to work with one hand, but it gives you an idea. Okay, and that's a nice dark. Now remember, the darker the stone, the higher in quality. This is set in silver. We'll get later into setting jewelry into silver or gold and giving it added properties for whatever you're using it for, because of course the different metals have different properties. Now this is a bracelet too, but see how light it is? This is the lighter scale. I made the bracelet. I found these in Colorado. They're little square pieces, end to end. They fascinated me, so I thought, well, I'm going to buy a whole bunch of those, and I've made quite a bit of jewelry with them. Of course, there's my pinnacle ring that I wear quite often, and it has an amethyst in it. Amethyst is my birthstone. I'm a February baby. I'm Pisces. So I wear a lot of amethyst and different pieces. Pendulum. I'm going to reset that one. I don't like how it's sitting on that chain, so I'll probably redo it. I don't like it too much. Amethyst, and then of course, bugger, with its little dangly pieces on it, and goddess, and my runes, and they're runes. These runes are actually ametrine. Ametrine is a mixture of amethyst and citrine. Now, how that occurs is due to temperature. I've spoken of that before. But if you can kind of, I don't know if it shows it that well, but you can kind of see the yellow streak in it. That's citrine. All right. So for divination, that otherworldly attempt, ametrine, it intensifies what amethyst does, but it's like the speed demon. It makes it happen faster. So if you want something to happen like really fast, you want to use ametrine. Now we're going to get into just regular tumbled pieces of amethyst. Okay, for altar work or whatever, and they're a little bit lighter, a little bit darker. And this piece right here, this is, of course, it's a point. And if you look real close, you can kind of see those dark striations in there of amethyst. This is a phantom amethyst. They're basically found in Brazil. Their qualities are basically the same as any amethyst, except that it's splotchy. If you were using it in a spell, it's kind of a splotchy spell. That's what I would use, the word splotchy. Of course, a couple of points. You can see how they get darker and darker and darker. All right, and then this right here is chevron amethyst. Chevron amethyst is basically the same as amethyst, but it has the little chevrons in it. See the white lines and striations? Let's get up closer. Come on. It's going to focus. There it is. Isn't that pretty? Chevron amethyst is basically, it adds to the regular amethyst, but it's called the larger force field. It does it with a little bit more oomph. It gives it another kick due to the crystalline that's in it. Now, remember, amethyst is a crystalline form. It's not just your regular stone. It's a crystalline, like you would find your crystals. They grow in, forms and shapes that are not normal, like, some stones grow. They all have different qualities of how they grow. All stones do. So let's see here. Now, the thing about chevrons, this right here is good for retracing any negative energies, like an attempt to penetrate maybe your protective shield. This right here can be used as a form of divination, or if you're in a spell and you're looking for whoever is throwing something negative your way, this is the stone for you. This is the stone that helps you find that situation, whatever form it may be. As I say, amethyst is one of those stones that I'm starting with due to its easy accessibility. Amethyst is one of the easiest ones to find in the United States anyhow, because Colorado just grows so much of its beauty. So remember, amethyst it helps with addictions. It helps with, the healing part. Some people call it the all-around stone because there are more properties to amethyst that are just, intense. It just depends on what you're going to be using them for. Now, if you was to use them in, they've used them in elixirs, and using it in an elixir usually for eye problems or arthritis. Arthritis is one of the big things that this can be used for, in healing in using stones during maybe Reiki, or I believe Reiki. I'm not a big Reiki person, but I do know that this stone was used for arthritis in elixirs. And you could use it in a dream oil, place it inside your jar of oil and use it in dream oil. Now, when I use dream oils, I use almond oil for my amethyst dream oil. A lot of people have different methods and oils and stuff, but we'll get into that later. There's other things that you can do with it. So that is my amethyst information bit. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a message, or talk to me below. I'm ready, willing, and able to help you on your journey into stones. They're not as hard as you think. Well, of course, rock and hard place, but you know what I mean by hard. They're easy to learn. They're easy to work with. And when you pick up your first stone and you're in a store and you're going through that bucket of stones, remember, the one that you keep looking at, the one that keeps getting your attention, is calling you. A stone will call you. And usually if you are attracted to a specific stone, you're needing that stone for a reason. That stone needs to be in your possession for a reason. Some people that go after amethyst and they're really, really attracted to it, they have an addiction of some sort. And they're not realizing, but the stone is calling to them to heal them and help them. Stones are alive. They are living beings. Just like plants. You don't, it takes them forever to work, but they're forever to grow, but they are an ever-living item, and they do have powers. Amethyst, the beauty of purple, light shades of lavender. Use it for divination because it'll go into 2 different realms. Earth plane and other worlds. Awesome for divination. Chevron amethyst. From my lovelies to you, have a wonderful day. Blessed be.